All right, Don Chalbert here, and I'm in the most boring room ever. And this is the new office at Exhibit Associates. It is kind of boring. I'm going to have to put some stuff up on the wall behind me to put some color and context into this view. Well, because we want It's a Pace podcast to have a little bit more flavor when you get to YouTube. When it comes to the audio side, who cares what I'm wearing? Who cares what is in the background? But let's talk about the 10 different foundational principles that I talk about all the time. And I talked about fitness, I talked about decision making, but I'm going to go through this just real quick and we're going to talk about it at a high level because I want it to start with the foundation of It's a Pace podcast before I start the interviews. And the interviews are coming up here, so I really do appreciate everybody sticking around and playing along. So let's get started. What are these foundational principles? I want to start with number 10. It is faith. You've got to have faith. There's got to be a higher power. There's got to be more to this world than what we're looking at. And if you don't have a belief system and whoever you worship or however it works, there's a reason why we're all here. Tell me what is life. Tell me why I'm able to think. Tell me why I'm able to exist, and the desk that I'm sitting on, the chair I'm sitting on, have, as far as we know, no life and it's dead. So what's the difference? Tell me the difference. There's got to be a higher power. You've got to have belief in it. You've got to think about it in a way that it's not about you, and it really isn't. So that's really number one: is your faith. It's bigger than you are, and it's not about you. And I'm going to go dive into that a lot. Um, so that's number 10. That would be the last of the 10 because I think that's I think that's where it all starts, and that's where I'm going to finish on my ten deep dives. And again, this isn't a deep dive. We're going to cover this pretty quickly here, but I want to start off with faith because I think that's the most important. Um, Number 9 is fitness and health. Trust me, if you've ever been injured, if you've ever been wounded, if you've ever been in the hospital, what you want to give to be able to walk, what you want to be able to pick your kids up, what you want to be able to do to just exist without pain. So I think fitness and health is very important. I actually have a blog post about that from Afghanistan, and I think that is very important. That's number 9. Number 8, it all matters. Every little thing matters. And if you don't think so, I've got a great blog post that I wrote years ago, 10 years ago, how important every little thing matters. And I will get to that blog post. Number 8 is it all matters, even the little things. So just remember that. So it's the little things. Number 7, people. I've spoken about people. People are your greatest asset. People are also your greatest weakness, but you need people around you. You are not a solo operator. You need people. That's number 7. Number 6, it's always the small things. Now, I said it all matters, the small things, it's details. That's on the execution side. But on the gratitude side is the small things. If you don't have gratitude for the small things, you can never appreciate the big things. Remember, life is a journey, it's not a destination. Although we all have a destination in mind, really, it is the small things that you need to appreciate and you need to have gratitude along the way, or you're never going to be able to appreciate the big things. So we'll talk about the small things. So the things I covered real quickly here are faith, fitness, and health. It all matters on execution. The people around you matter, positive, negative, and it's gratitude on the small things. Because if you don't have that, it's really going to hurt. So I'm going to move up to the top 5. You're always going to have obstacles, and it's your reaction to that. And boy, it's how you respond to these obstacles that will determine your success. And I will go into that heavily because we all run into obstacles. That's the opportunity. That's the challenge that the world throws at us, and we um, really have to fight those. Not fight those. I guess that's the wrong word, but we've got those obstacles. Number 4, and very important is the reason why. You just got to figure out why you're doing what you're doing. Is it more money? Is it professional? Is it relationship? Is it spiritual? Is it for your physical fitness? Everything has to have a reason why. And if you don't know why you're doing something, don't do it. There you go. Make a paycheck. Perfect. Got to put food on the table. Perfect. Uh, I want to change the world. Perfect. Why? There's a reason why, and we'll go into that as well. I think that's very important. Adjustments of your attitude. Your attitude is so important. There's a saying in flying and aviation: attitude determines altitude. And we'll dive into that so importantly about your adjustments on your attitude and how that works. Because what you hate, what you absolutely thought was the worst thing this morning, I guess hate's a strong word. What you thought was the worst thing this morning, there are people who would love to be in that situation, who are working day and night to be in that situation for something that you complained about this morning. So I do think your attitude is so important in where you are in life. That kind of goes back to the small things and gratitude, but we'll work on that. And decision is number two. It is so important. Your decision to do something is so important. You're not going to go anywhere without a decision. It's just that simple. Now, my decision could have been to get up and film this in the shop, but this is about those 10 foundational principles, and you're going to hear them over and over again. And the decision to do something is so important. And number one, with a bullet, I was saying that, is action. Your decision doesn't matter. Your attitude doesn't matter. The reason why doesn't matter. The obstacles doesn't matter. Small things, your people. Again, the execution, small things, your fitness, your health, and your faith, unless there's action. That's number one. Action. You've got to have action. So, going from 1 to 10, action, decision, attitude, why, how you respond to obstacles, the gratitude for the small things, people, execution, small things, it all matters. Fitness and health is important, and your faith. So I've just laid out the foundational principles. The blog post is going to start taking off. The website's going to start taking off. It's a pace. It's starting to take off. I'm so excited. Episode 8 in the books. Thank you for following along. Thank you for playing along. I got some great interviews lined up, and we're going to be moving forward. And I cannot believe I did this in one take. That's how important all this is to me. Thank you. Thanks for playing along.